Hey y'all, Joefer here, the cranky old gay guy. I am recording this on a tablet, so I don't know what the quality is really going to be like because I've not done this before. It is Sunday, about 10:20 a.m. I am contemplating today's activities, which are the gym, grocery stores, getting a video out. My idea today was exercises for people over 50 to help keep up the mobility and keep your joints healthy and keep your stability. Kind of like yoga, but not yoga. The issue is I'm looking for a place to shoot it that's not all cluttered up. I don't really have a lot of wall space in my house or floor space. I live in a 780 square foot, 2-bedroom home. So yeah, there's not a lot of room to set up a camera and things. I want to do this correctly, and I'm thinking about trying to shoot it at the gym. And I could probably go into the Zumba room when there's no Zumba class. But again, I don't know if that's going to be allowed or not. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also, there's the issue about noise, because if the Zumba class is empty, I wouldn't be the only one in there. There are other people in there stretching and dancing and doing whatever it is that they do. So that might be picked up as well. And I don't want to come across as one of those jocks who thinks he knows everything, because trust me, I do not. And I don't know why I'm looking over here, because I think the camera's over here. The tablet's on its side, so I'm really confused. But this is the top, but the charging is usually in the bottom, but it's in, yes, it's an updated tablet. The last one, I ordered a cheap tablet 3 years ago, and after like a month and a half, the on-off button didn't work, and the only way to start it was to take a paper clip that you stretch out, and you have to pop in the hole to reset it. So I changed my review on Amazon, and within like 4 days, I got an email from the company saying, we want to send you a new tablet because that shouldn't be happening. And I said, well, then let me send this one back. And they said, no, keep it. Okay, that sounds good. So I still had a tablet I could start with the pin thing. And then I got a new tablet. The thing was, the new tablet, it was an updated version, and the sound was actually worse than the other one. But it was fine for just like watching TV on the go or looking up something while I'm sitting at the dining room table. I didn't really use it for anything that they advertise it for, like gaming and things, because it was pretty slow. Anyway, the one that resets with the pin finally stopped working. It just would not hold a charge anymore. So I'm guessing that the batteries were totally finished. Actually, I think the camera is on the side. Well, that's really interesting. Is that? Yeah, the camera is, wow. That's really interesting. I know you're probably finding it interesting too. So the section that what I'm getting at is the other tablet. It had a much clearer picture, but the sound quality was a little off. And I used that for, a good 2 years, almost 2 years. And then it would be fully charged and drop to 40%, and then it just drops to nothing. And now it doesn't matter. It just gives me a fuzzy screen and it says dead battery. It doesn't say dead battery. It shows an empty battery. So I think the battery on that one's gone too. So I haven't had a tablet in a good 4 or 5 weeks. And, using it for 2 years, I can't just go back and change my review again and say this one sucks. So I was going to order the same tablet again because it was like $40. It's a cheap tablet. By BYOUU, I think is the brand. But it's lightweight, it's flexible, it's glass screen, but it's kind of feels plastic. It's so light. And I really liked it. And if I wore like earbuds or something, the sound wasn't an issue. However, I started comparing them, and I actually went to Temu because I thought I could get something super cheap, but their super cheap was still the same price I could have gone on Amazon. And with Amazon, I would get the thing like overnight or in 2 days. And Temu could be weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So instead, I went and spent a little bit more and got this tablet. So rather than like 4 gigabytes, this is 10 gigabytes. So it's faster, it's stronger, it's got a lot more memory, and I can put a card in it and go up to a terabyte of memory, which is something I couldn't do with the other tablet. Not that I'm going to get a card for this because I don't plan on using this to store anything. So it is fairly new. It just came in yesterday, this tablet. So I'm not fully used to its functions. The layout with the buttons and things are different, even for the recording here. And again, with the camera, cameras are usually at the top or the bottom of the screen, and the charging cord is usually at the bottom. But on this one, it's at the top. And the camera, it looks like, is right on the side, which I think is really unusual because most tablets aren't set up that way. So onward today's video. Like I said, I was going to do the exercise thing, and I still might. It's not going to happen today because I need to get it set up. I need to get a lighting set up. I need to record it, and then I'm going to need to edit all the pieces together. I want it to be informative as well as researched, so I'm not just making up exercises. I know that there are plenty of them out there, and I do a lot of them just as my regular gym routine, but they aren't necessarily something that everyone's going to be able to do, especially if you have any mobility issues or arthritis or stiffness or anything like that. So I want to get 5 to 10 exercises together that will help with that. And I'm not a trainer or anything. These are just things that I learned. But I have been reviewing different trainers online, and I think a lot of their ideas are really good. And I've been practicing some of them, especially if you have any issues with your balance. I know I've had ear problems in the past where I just want to fall over, and I would think it was an ear problem. And then I went to a chiropractor because I'd been having it for like a week, and I went in for my weekly adjustment, and it was really, really bad. I mean, I was ready just to tip over. It's hard to walk in the office. And after going there, he, pressure pointed my neck and everything, and he ended up popping my neck and then putting me on an ice pack for like 20 minutes. And that solved the problem. I haven't had any issues since. So what I thought was an ear problem was actually a pinched nerve or something in my neck. That's neither here nor there. I'm just babbling. And also, what do you think about the lighting here? I feel like I'm kind of washed out, but I'm getting light from outside, from the window there, and the window over there. I'm in the dining room. I have like French doors here on the dining room that open onto a deck. I would love to be shooting this outside, but it is just under 40 degrees. And I did walk the dog this morning. It wasn't nearly as cold as usual, but it wasn't non-miserable either. I long for spring and summer and the weather that brings and the way it's going to change my mood. And surprisingly, my mood is really good right now. I stepped out of the house this morning, and within like 20 feet of the house, I got all stopped up, and drainage kicked in. And I know it's the cold, and I know it's the moisture in the air because it's been misty raining for a few days. And that's my life here in Portland. And then my mind wanders because there is a triplex across the diagonal intersection from my house. I live on a corner, and it is pretty rundown looking. And every time I see it, these plans come into my mind. How could I make that look better and be a better living experience for the people that live there? Well, first off, I would give each of them some type of a porch, because right now, and I also unpaved the front yard. They have the owner blacktopped the entire front of it. So it's always just haphazard cars parked in weird spaces, and it makes it look junky. And I would think if I lived there, I would feel like I'm in a motel where the car pulls up and the headlights come right into your house. I don't like that. They are on a corner as well, so they have approximately 7 or 8 parking spaces on the street, and it's only 3 units. And believe it or not, the people that live there are only 2 cars in the entire triplex. All the rest of the cars are just people that are always visiting. And the tenants, one of the tenants usually parks on the street anyway, so I don't know where all the cars are coming from that just pull in there and stay for days. And I don't say stay for days, but they come and go. There's always cars on that blacktop. Anyway, I would get rid of that. I would put a probably 10 or 15 foot wide porch on the front of each place with a roof out extension. And then I would put a fence between each unit. So each unit is like a private space, because right now you walk up and it is like a motel. There is no even a semblance of privacy. I imagine the walls separating the units are paper thin as well. So after putting a fence between each thing and actually giving them a front yard, and that covered porch is a place they could sit, I would then go to the back. They all have sliders on the back of their units onto a little like 6x10 fenced in area. The property line is like 10 feet away from that. So I would extend that as well and give them a private backyard space. So when they do have a barbecue or something, because right now none of them use their back areas, they just throw junk back there. And I mean, I walk the dog, I see what's there. There are little enclosures, the back areas. There is a fence between each unit, but it's open on the back. So you see everything that's just junked up back there. If they had a fence around the area and made it a little bit bigger, that's where they could barbecue. Right now, they just will come out right onto the blacktop and they'll set up a table. And by the way, the blacktop slopes like this. And they'll be out there sitting on a table with their friends and having their dinner, which is cool, but it would be nice if they had a covered space and a porch. But the whole thing, it just needs improvement. That's all. Not condemning anyone that lives there. They're nice enough people. I'm not super social with them, but that is more their choice than mine. I've had a number of interactions with the guy who lives in the middle unit, and he's a nice enough guy. He's a single dad. The end unit is always exchanging. I don't know where the owner finds the renters, but they will come in, they'll stay for a month. There'll be fights and arguments all evening, all night. Cops will show up in and out, and then within 2 or 3 months, they're just gone. The unit has been trashed. It stays empty for a month or two. The owner comes in with his renovation team, and they replace the carpet and fix the holes in the windows and all that. And then it'll be empty for another month, and then someone else will move in. And again, I don't know where he finds them, because there's always some kind of a drama and turmoil going on over there in the end unit. And wow, this video has turned into me being a Karen on next door just gossiping, isn't it? I apologize for that. And I'm running long and I'm babbling. I do need to get to the gym and go buy some food. So I'm going to let y'all go now. And I will see you tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to have the exercise thing done tomorrow, but I will have something for you that is much better than me just babbling. Okay? I will talk to y'all later. Have a good one. And, there's something happening today, isn't there? It's kind of like people say it's a national holiday and it means nothing to me. And I think you know what I'm talking about. It has to do with sitting on your butt and watching TV all day and eating junk food. And I don't relate to that at all. So if that's what you're into, different strokes for different folks. If not, congratulations. I see you in a different light. All right, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.